So we're doing a check today on a Ford Focus. This is a 1.8 and we're going to use the IDS software. So this is where you plug it in about. I'll take you over to the laptop. This is running the IDS software, version 90, IDS 96. And you know if this, that's the VCM they call it down here, you know if that's connected to the software because the V symbol appears at the bottom right hand side. If you know what that symbol, it will not talk to it. So what you then do is, and we'll just pause that to get a better angle. You then go start new session, and then it's all other. Now you can either go to the bottom right and click return, or just hit return on your keyboard, and that starts talking to the network. So you've got to give it a couple of minutes because I think it actually starts talking to all the modules. Sorry about the glare here. So it's saying here, this is a 2002 motor. The front, no idea. But yes, that should be connecting now. So it gives you the spec. It's a Ford Focus Z-Tech SE 1.6, and it's asking if it's connected, and it does. Then here a network test. So you just check to say yes. That's the one we're working on, and then you can just hit the cross at the bottom right hand corner here. And it goes into this here. So what you then do is you go to this, you see the wee toolbox up the top, you click on that, click that there, and then you go into, you can go into powertrain if you like. You get this relative compression and power balances, everything's in there. But what we want to do, this car's actually, it's got an airbag light on. I noticed that when I was driving up the road. So what you do is you go into, what one is it again? Is it data logger? No, or is it network test? I can't remember, I think it's data logger. You hit return, and it'll go and then you go up to here to the top left, you click modules, you can click powertrain, electrical, body, chassis. I don't think I want to be in this one actually. And then you can get directions with this IDS software as well. It gives you different tests that you can perform for drivability issues. So let's go back up here again as well since I use this thing. So you go into the network test and hit return. It says network test, set the ignition to on, so I've already done that, so we hit return. It goes through, I think it talks to every computer on the network. Now bearing in mind it's 2002, there'll be a few modules but not that many. So well, here we go, network test fail. So it's passed all these GM, I'm sure that's like the body control module, HEC. Well actually if we go and click it, it usually tells you at the bottom, so that's the General Electric model. The HEC, hybrid instrument cluster, the PCM is the power control module, and the RCM is the restraint control module. So they can go up to, that's ABS, anti-lock brake, that's passed. See it failed. It says there's no response from pin 7, but let's click that again, see if that refers to message centre. Maybe it's not even got that module. HCM headlamp cluster module, it's maybe not even got that. Or this one here, electronic temperature control. Now this one's got aircon, but it's no electronic, I don't think. Well, let me pause this video and I'll see where I can read all codes. So there it is. It's back into the wee toolbox, and you then go self-test. You click that and hit return, and then you come down to the bottom one. This is where it is. It's all commands, and then hit return, and then that goes in and checks all your modules. So there you go, reading continuous DTCs, and you see the bar goes along the bottom there. It's terrible here. Just see pass. It's like a network test. So let me go into this one here. Maybe this needs to do with the restraint. Front crash sensor mount communication fault. Maybe that's why we've got the airbag light. And let's go to this one. Front crash sensor circuit. Now I wonder where that is about. Need to, maybe if this gives you some more information down the bottom here. I have absolutely no idea what you're doing there, so I'll pause that and we'll go back to the running compression, or power balance and relative compression tests. Actually, back to this code, this B2855, front crash sensor circuit to positive or short circuit. I'm actually wondering if that's actually the airbag. The horn's working, but sometimes the coil spring that's inside the thing can go, so I'm wondering if that's what that fault code refers to. But anyway, we'll go back and do this power balance test. So there you see we're at the toolbox, and we come down to powertrain and power balance, and you hit return on that, and it just says warning, make sure the parking brake is engaged and the wheels are blocked at the front. Excessive RPM may cause data loss. Place the transmission. Use reverse. Press it, so we'll start the car up. Make sure it's in neutral. Let the idle stabilise, and again you've got to just hit return. So we'll just see if it comes up here. That's quite a smooth graph. If there was any dropouts, you would see that it would drop away down to here, but as you can see, that's a very smooth graph. And this engine's, I think it's actually, it said 51,000 on the clock, but I think it's 151,000, so you see there's no much wrong with that power balance on that test. So you then, you can actually, you go to the bottom right there, you can then delete it and get it to replot the graph again. So just click this eraser down the bottom here, and it starts the test over again, and you see that's nice and smooth. The guy's complaint actually, this car is a misfire under load, so we can cut the injectors and see what we see for there. So what we then do, we go back to the toolbox again, and then you can do a relative compression test. So there's powertrain, relative compression, hit return, and then it says apply parking brake. The test will automatically continue when all rows have met setting sufficient, and then fully depressed. So we'll do that. So we'll just let the car idle, and then we'll put our foot to the floor, and then you see that's the gear. That's us cranking over. The battery doesn't sound the greatest actually. It says 0, and you can see there's your relative compression results. So everything's tip top. Now, that's a good sign on this car. This one here is called Mode 6 data. Now, I'm not actually I know a wee bit about mode 6, but I'm not actually sure what these numbers mean. I just wonder if that would help me track down the misfire. So it says cylinder 1 misfire rate, type A threshold, test 53, component 1 is what, 9.6%. So, and then value, only one that seems to be sticking out there, all the rest are at value 0, and it's cylinder number 2 seems to have something, because the rest are at 0 value, and cylinder number 2 is at 1.23%, so I've absolutely no idea what that means, so maybe that could be a problem.